Quote.
Something like a hooker in church. Yeah.
Tiny Uber Geek.
I was thinking of changing my name to Beergarius.
That would be great.
There you go.
All right, I texted Steve about weight room tomorrow.
Great.
I love all the mess. Everybody's leaving.
Okay.
Tony, this
Oh
wall
boy.
is gonna be cleaned up.
That's the problem with doing these in the afternoon. There's a lot of action around here.
Oh, that was bad, Echo.
Just me or you? Coming to you live from New York, Michigan, and the UK, broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer. Welcome to episode 28 of the Respawn Kings. Today is Sunday, July 9th. We are 1 week away from the Game of Thrones, and this week we are doing a special broadcast, a special, I guess, podcast just for Game of Thrones. I am one of your Respawn Kings. I am Gary DeFelice. I'm the real Defo. With me this week, special guest. I'll start with him all the way from the UK, Marcanix. How is things going in Westeros, my friend?
Things are going really well. It's nice and sunny and it's beautiful at the moment. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Got you off of the chat the WhatsApp chat we have going.
Yeah.
And we can talk about the Game of Thrones now. We are 1 week away. With me this week, Teresa Dammit-Doll. What's up?
What's up, boys?
Do we have the sex in the driveway put away for the day?
I won't be hitting that one anytime soon.
That was enough, huh?
Yes.
That was
I
pretty...
fell in the driveway, I felt like.
Face plant driveway drink, it should be called, maybe?
Yes.
That's awesome. That was a rough one. But it was very entertaining, I'm sure, so I know I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
And there, of course,
Yeah.
if Teresa's here, we have Jeff, JT Uber Geek, Tiny Uber Geek, Geargarius. I don't know what else you want to call him, but he's here with us. Jeff, what's up?
Not much. I might be JT Uber Geek. This might be the last time because I might have a new gamer tag next time.
Whoa, this is big news. Are we gonna spoil
This
it,
is
or are you
big
gonna
news.
wait and see?
I think on a special occasion like a Game of Thrones thing, it should be broadcasted right now.
It's warranted, huh?
It's that level.
It's that level. It's high level. It's high level shit.
Bring
My
it on.
my new name and gamer tag is going to be Beergarius.
That is perfect. Dragon's milk.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
So, does that require you to change everything over?
Just maybe my Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, you have to go check and make sure you get them all.
I just
before
kind of
you
think it
switch.
brings two things back. It brings back Geargarius from when I originally started, and then now I just put in the beer portion of it. And,
Play
because
two different worlds.
it's
Right.
beer.
Because you can play the gamer and the beard.
right.
Smart right
Yeah.
there. I'll give you props on that one.
All right. Cool. So that's all. That's new.
Cool, man. Well, let's just jump right into it. I don't know how long we'll be. Maybe we'll keep this at an hour. We'll see, hopefully. Game of Thrones, I think, is probably my favorite show on TV today, and probably one of my all-time favorite shows. Can't really think of TV shows that I really like as much as this. What do you
No, there are
guys
very few.
feel the same way? Jeff?
I can pipe in as I wasn't a TV watcher, and everyone that you guys have recommended so far, it seems like they've gotten better and better and better. So I just can't believe I never watched this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark, what do you find like so appealing about Game of Thrones? What do you think it is? Do you think it's the surprise, the stories, everything?
I think it's just everything, really, the whole package, because you just don't know what's going to happen. None of your favourite characters are ever safe because they're all getting killed off at one time or another. And it's just the unpredictability of it, what I like, and the goriness of the combat, and it's just everything, really.
Yeah, I think when they killed Ned, that was to me like, dude, this show is not your normal show.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Because he was the hero.
The show being always.
What was that? Did we lose Mark? Are you guys
It was
there?
pretty echoing, so maybe.
Yeah,
We
we
may
were
have
echoing
lost
pretty
Mark.
good too.
I was just saying, Sean Bean always gets killed off in any movie or TV series he's in anyway, so no surprise there.
Oh, I loved him so much, though. Oh, I was so blown away by that. But I didn't know I'd be blown away 6,000 more times with the show.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like every episode was like, no, that didn't just happen.
Now, I was listening to another podcast, and they were ranking the seasons, and I just don't have good enough recollection to really rank them. Do you guys have
Right.
do you have a favorite season that you could remember? You guys just binge watched most of them, right? So maybe it
Yeah.
sticks out for you.
I think for me it was probably the introduction of the fire goddess and the dragons. That was a major goosebump moment for me. So, and that whole season of the development of the dragons, and
That was the first year, right? Or was that second season?
second, I believe.
I
Sorry.
want to say it was
We
because
still
I
harp
think
on
at the
this.
very end of the first, they introduced like all the characters, trying to figure out who they are. But then she was the beginning of like the second.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, what about you? Any seasons that stick out, or is it kind of just a blur?
I love her more. It's my favorite part of the series. I mean, I look forward to it. They don't spend a lot of time on her, but when they do, they go real big.
Go big or go home.
Right.
Exactly.
It keeps you interested still.
Hell yeah.
To
So
me, anyways.
I did a couple of Q&As. I figured I'd run through them here. See what you guys think before we start getting into the rest of the show. Worst villain, or I guess the villain you hate the most? Mark, who's at the top of your list?
There's quite a few, but I think Ramsay Bolton's got to be top of my list. Joffrey were a close second, but yeah, Ramsay Bolton. The way he tortured poor old Reek, and just what it does, and
Reek.
how he did started the Battle of the Bastards and everything. He's just an evil twat, isn't he?
Yeah, he is an evil twat. I just rewatched the season 9 or episode 9, Battle of the Bastards, and I remember I was putting in the chat just how much I actually hated him, and it was amazing how they could bring that back, like in 2 seconds watching him. Yeah, he was a real cock knocker. What about you, Teresa? Joffrey?
I hated him. I really did. I couldn't stand him.
Yeah, see, now he's on the top of my list, and Bolton's right behind him. But Joffrey was he was a pussy. Although I think Ramsay was a little bit of a pussy. I don't think he was much of a fighter. Jon Snow called him out and said, "Have you really ever fought?" and kind of went through that. But he was a little bit, at least he tortured people himself. Joffrey was just such a pussy.
He was.
I'll respect you a little more if you're a dick and you do it yourself, I guess.
Right.
I suppose.
Although Ramsay used to feed people to his dogs, that was kind of pussyish, I guess.
Yeah.
He still acted a little bit more man, though. I mean,
God, you remember he would hunt
he had the
people
power
down?
where Jeffrey was just like given to a spoiled brat.
Yep, he really was a spoiled little brat.
Right. And I think that's why I would have I got to go with Ramsey only because, you know, he wasn't a spoiled brat. The stuff he did knowingly and willingly, and not at the force of a tyrant mother. And, you know, she just did it because he thought that's how he was supposed to be. And Ramsey did it because that's how he was. He was just that much of a, you know, a horrible human being. And I think that the part that he played was more substantial than Joffrey's. His was a pretty short run in that season when they finally came out. Not that I wasn't happy about it, but I think for me it definitely was Ramsey.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
I think the thing with Ramsay Bolton is it was trying to impress his father because he was a bastard child and not a. And also,
Right.
I think he enjoyed it. I think he really enjoyed being such an absolute arsehole.
He did. Who was it? He had the woman up in his room in the beginning, right? Didn't he put the knife out for her and ended up killing her himself? I think, wasn't that right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. He just was so horrible, you know, such a horrible human being, but that had so much power.
Yeah.
And to literally make a man into a zombie for him by the torturing that he did to him is just, unreal.
You know what it was? I mean, I think when he did that at first, like, I thought he was screwed up, but I hated Reek at that point after what he had done to the Starks and stuff like that. So
Right.
there was a part of me that was like, yeah, good, get him. But when he cut his sausage off and then made him eat it, I think that was, that was a little crazy. Oh my God. Yeah. So, well, either way, I think we unanimously agree it's Joffrey and Ramsay Bolton. Joffrey Lannister. What about favorite characters? Who's your favorite character, Mark?
This was hard to choose as well because there's so many as well. But I think it's got to be Tyrion Lannister. The amount of witty one-liners he says is just for comedic value. I think he's just an absolute star in that program.
He's great. They couldn't make him great in Destiny, unfortunately, but they tried.
Yeah. I've got a sound clip of one of the things where he's being asked how he wants to die. I'll just play it because it's so good.
I am Tyrion Lannister.
How would you like to die, Tyrion, son of Tywin?
My own bed, at the age of 80. A belly full of wine and a girl's mouth around my cock.
Nice.
Some of his lines.
Oh, I love it.
I do too.
That's great. They've developed.
And
this
I
character.
like how he actually became the hand of can't remember her name now. You know, right hand of the queen.
Oh, yeah.
In the last season, the Queen of Dragons. So his all the shit he went through this whole time finally gets him to a place he belongs and deserves.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, he's been great. They developed his character so well, so it's perfect. He's great. What about you, Jeff? Jeff, you got a fave?
What's that?
You got a favorite character?
Fave? Oh, fave for me is Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
There's not even a question. Just, yeah. I just loved how he started out as a nothing and then sent to the wall and winds up taking over the wall, goes out and battles against the White Walkers, come back, get killed, brought back to life, and still raising hell. Yeah, I absolutely loved that character.
That was rough when he died, right?
Yeah, it was a shock when he got killed by his own sort of like men.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Traitor.
Yeah, that was my major what the fuck moment of the whole series was that one right there.
Think about how fucked the Snows are. Like, they are just screwed every turn. Like, they really are cursed. And they finally get a little success here at the end of this season, and you wonder if it's going to last or if it's going to just completely fall apart again.
Right.
Because they just
exactly.
constantly, nothing ever goes well for them. It's insane. Yeah, Jon Snow is a good pick. What about you, Teresa?
I'm gonna go with Khaleesi, the Dragon Mother. I like her a lot. Just spunk on her. I think towards the last episode, I can't name her. I can't figure out her name. I've been trying to Google it. Snow's sister, where he's protecting her, and she's actually kind of grown some balls as she gets older. So maybe, hopefully, she's kind of like gonna have the role of her mom and start taking over some of these, towns, and so I can't wait to see what her character brings.
Yeah. Good pick. I do have a man crush on Jon Snow. It's kind of sad. I absolutely love him. I love his character. I think he's a handsome devil. I'm not afraid to say it because he is, and I'm okay with it. But if
do you lay in bed at night and wonder if he's manscaped?
Nope, I don't really get that deep into it. I just think, if I was going to be a fine-looking British
he is
fella,
probably taken care of down there.
He's the guy I want to look like.
Yeah, exactly.
When Gary's in bed on a night and he thinks of Jon Snow, it does exactly what Tyrion did when he fought back.
And then I'll throw this guy in here real quick.
What's her name, guys? I'm trying to.
The greatest
I
swordsman who
can't
ever
find
lived.
it. What's Snow's sister's name?
Snow's sister's name?
That he's
Which one?
Sansa Stark and there's Arya.
Unsa. Yeah, okay, yep, that's it.
Sansa.
And of course, I love this guy.
Star.
Lots of cunts.
That man, the Hound.
Actually,
I love.
think that that black girl, she's pretty.
Lots of cunts.
Dragon's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's in Fast and Furious for the last 2 movies.
Oh, is she?
She was?
Yeah.
I just watched that last one. I don't remember seeing her.
She's the one with a tech thing with God's Eye. She used to be in a UK not sitcom, a UK serial drama called Hollyoaks.
Oh.
She
Always been a cunt.
yeah, and the Hound. I love the Hound. I'm so
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's still alive,
Right?
even though he was left for
Oh, he's
dead.
still alive though, because he asked Arya to kill him, to finish him off, because he
Yes.
was really badly wounded.
Yep.
And she walked off.
I thought that we saw a glimpse of him again after that scene, didn't we? I think he's still alive.
Oh, I don't know, I can't remember.
Yeah, I believe the Hound is
Little
still
bit.
out there.
I hope he...
So, I want to see more of him just saying "you cunt."
I forgot my other favorite. My other favorite episode was
Character?
the Mountain versus.
Oh, the Hound.
No, not the Mountain versus the Hound. The
The
Mountain
guy-
versus the Indian guy to fight for Tyrion's life.
Yes, that was
And
some
it
battle.
looked like the swordsman had won, and he had
Oh,
killed
yeah,
the
yeah.
mountain, but then the mountain came back and just literally smashed his fucking head. It was like the goriest thing.
Yes.
The Dawn people, wasn't they?
Ugh. That's right up there at the top too.
That was actually I kept
I
telling
think I've got
we weren't on episodes yet, were we?
Yeah, but that episode, I remember telling my mom to watch Game of Thrones, and I finally got her to watch, and if it's a little too gory, she's like, why? And that was the one she watched. She called me up the next day. She goes, what the fuck did you have me watch? The dude's head got squished and splattered everywhere. I'm like, yeah, it was a rough one, Mom.
Yeah, I remember that was pretty rough.
But yeah, let's jump over to favorite episodes. I would say, I think some of the episodes that I've seen have been my favorite episodes of all time of any TV show. And probably my all-time favorite would be The Red Wedding, which I had no idea was going to happen. It blew me away. I was loving Robb Stark and his mom, and his girlfriend was so cute, and everything looked great. And then things didn't work out so well at that wedding.
Total.
That was my what the fuck moment, I think. So I love that. The Battle of the Bastards, I just watched that again. There was just so much in that because he also had Daenerys with the dragon fight.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot going on in that episode, and it was a lot of good fighting. That battle scene was just amazing.
Yep.
And then real quick, my other favorite would be Hardhome, which is the one where they have that big zombie battle up north.
Oh, against the White Walkers.
Oh my God, that was amazing. Yeah. Like I watched that and I said to my son Anthony, who's a huge Walking Dead fan, I'm like, you want to see a zombie fight? Come watch this. That was so freaking cool. Then everybody running to try getting boats and having to watch their friends that they just fought with turned into White Walkers. Yep. And he brings them all up from life, and you're like, oh boy. What about you, Jeff? What are your favorite or favorites?
Like I said, probably my favorite episode was when the Mountain was fighting
that guy from Dorne.
The swordsman. I can't remember what his name was, but it was to fight for Tyrion Lannister's judgment.
Yep.
And it looked like it was all great. Tyrion Lannister was going to be set free because the swordsman beat him. And then the Mountain just gets up and just beats the crap out of the guy and winds up smashing his head all over the cement. You just see it shoot out across the ground when it happens. And I was like, oh my God.
Like a watermelon. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. That was probably my favorite episode.
What about you, Teresa?
I would be probably saying with you, Gary, because they're all so good. And I came into this really not knowing what I was going to watch. I was like, okay, maybe I will enjoy it for the history because I know it's a far-fetched, series that I'm going to be watching. And it got me when, again, I can't remember names for the life of me, when the dad was beheaded.
Yep.
And that right there made my eyes like, holy shit, what is this I'm watching? There's actually going to be.
He's a good guy. Nobody kills the good guy.
Right. That type of thought, and then all of a sudden it just like led to another one. And I'm like, holy shit, she died. The mom, and I was like, what the? They're all make me say by the end, what the hell just happened? I'm like looking at Jeff. I'm like, really? How is this going to go on? Yeah. But they make it go on and on and on.
Well, I think like when they killed Joffrey, to me, I'm like, so now, you kind of thought maybe the villains would live, but the villains don't live either. So like everybody is fair game, which is awesome.
Yeah. There's no safe assumption of what's going to happen.
Nobody's
in that
going to
show.
be safe. Exactly.
You can assume all you want, but you're going to get punched right in the nose.
And I think about what I've only been used to watching, there's always been a good guy and a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And, even with like some of the anarchies right now, there's good guys and bad guys, but it doesn't matter. You're going to get killed if you're a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they'll just keep rolling more good guys and bad guys in here. I can't wait for Littlefinger to buy it. That guy is such a dick. Right?
Which one's Littlefinger?
He's basically the mastermind behind all of this, I think.
Yeah.
That's the one that was in love with Ned Stark's wife. But Mark, what about you? Any episodes that really stand out?
I liked my most favorite is Battle of the Bastards because that was just the most brutal episode ever. And like you, the Red Wedding, that was the shocker of the century.
Yeah.
And just anything with the Hound in it, because some of his stuff was just brutal. There's one where he criticised a guy for being shit at dying.
Yes.
Yes.
I've actually got a clip of that. I'll just play it.
One with a yellow cloak.
Yeah.
Done.
She's shit at dying. She's shit
Oh, that's great. I love the Hound. He's awesome. But yeah, so that's our episodes. Real quick, we'll kind of finish off our Q&A with the 3 characters you're going to want to spend time with in Westeros if you're stuck there. Mark, give me your 3. Teresa won't remember their names.
Daenerys Targaryen, because, well, just look at her. So.
She's Mother of Dragons.
Bronn, because he's a good laugh and he'll have you back. And Ygritte, because she knows nothing.
That's why you leave Jon Snow off the list, because you know what would happen if you brought him.
Yeah.
She would not even look at you. Jeff, what about you? I can't wait to get to Teresa to hear her say, I like this person that has the curly hair. But...
I'm really horrible at that. I don't know why I can't remember names.
There are so many characters in this show. I think
but
it's hard.
The Dragon Mom, of course. And you guys just said her name, minutes ago.
Daenerys.
Daenerys?
Yes. Yep. Mother of Dragons.
And
Mother of Dragon.
Are you going to get it on with her, or are you just going to bring her along for the ride?
Stark Girl.
Oh, you bringing the little Stark girl?
Third.
Which one? Sansa?
You know what? I think it might be either Jaffrey's mom or
really
the brother's wife, widow now. Either those 2 ladies. I think they're both evil, and I'm just curious which one would be more evil.
So you want evil people around you?
I would think maybe the widow mom, the widow lady now.
Which one?
She's got some evil in her.
Lannister? You want the Lannister mom? The new queen of
the new queen, yes.
Wow, she's
Cersei.
Cersei, yeah.
Yes.
She's
I would like
nasty.
to see her move on for sure.
Ooh.
It's kind of a real bitch, and she has something up her sleeve.
Bam. Jeff, what about
Or
you?
would you spend time with her?
Yeah. I think she
Hell
missed
yeah!
it. That's amazing. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Daenerys. She is quite foxy, and after a couple hours with her, I'd probably go have a beer with Jon Snow, or 2 or 3 more. Then I'd give Tyrion a call and go find some hookers to hang out with.
He's pretty funny.
Some hookers and wine. Yeah, that'd be my 3.
I've got a clip about him with tits and wine. Hang on a sec.
The enemy's burnt. The ground wants them down. Why are all the gods such... Where is the god of tits and wine?
That's funny. I remember hearing him say that.
Who am I taking? I'm taking my girl, Ygritte, or however you pronounce her name. How do you pronounce it, Mark?
Ygritte, I think.
Ygritte? I love her. She's my favorite all-time female character on that show.
Who is it?
The redhead that Jon Snow is with. You don't know shit, Jon Snow, or you don't know nothing, Jon Snow. You remember her?
I gotta Google her face.
Oh God, I love her.
In real life, they're actually going out together.
Are they?
Grit?
And her, yeah, but actually in a relationship for real.
Which one? Jon Snow and
the redhead Ygritte, yeah. In real life, out together, yeah.
They're gonna make some hot kids if they have babies.
Yeah. Oh no.
They got to get on that. I'll take Daenerys.
Which one has to get on who?
I'll take Daenerys with me, but I want her as the brunette in the interviews, not the blonde. I think she's so hot as a brunette.
Oh. Really?
She's Terminator.
Tough.
What's that, Mark?
She's in the latest Terminator movie.
Oh, you broke up there. What was about the Terminator movie?
It's Terminator movie. And she's a brunette in that.
Was she? I'll have to watch that. And
Yes.
I'll take Marjorie Tyrell, even though she's blown up. She was pretty cute.
Right.
She can come hang out. And like we talked about before on the show, before the show started, the redheaded witch with the necklace is welcome. She can't take that shit off. I don't want big old droopy tits back.
That is not. Yeah.
Ooh, that was scary. All right, well that's our Q&A. Let's jump over to Game of Thrones, the season 6 recap. Kind of catch everybody up where we're at this point. Found something nice, Den of the Geek here. Game of Thrones season 5 ended. Jon was dead. Arya was blind, and Daenerys was a prisoner of the Dothraki. Cersei still had one remaining child, and winter was coming. When it finished, Jon was alive. Arya could see. Dany was the commander of the Dothraki, and Cersei lost her last son, but gained the Iron Throne, and winter had finally come. So that was how we ended. Let's see. What is he? Burning was a theme of season 6. We saw several women violently seize power, and that's basically how it ended, right? Dany burnt
pretty much all women on thrones.
Yep. Dany burnt the tent full of Carls and burnt them to death, assumed control of their group. Cersei exploded the Great Sept and with wildfire, and she's now the Queen of Westeros. And I was thinking, interestingly, isn't that what the Mad King wanted to do? Was basically blow up
Yeah.
the whole kingdom. So
they used that as well to destroy the fleet of ships, didn't they?
yeah,
From the Ironborn or what?
yeah, that was a pretty good episode too, by the way. Yara Greyjoy, she nicked her uncle's fleet of ships, and she's with Marine now, hooking up with Dany. And by the way, there could be a little love interest there. Did you notice that? And in Doran, Ilaria and her Sand Snake stabbed every last Martell man, and they took over. So we've seen a total shift. It is women power in this show, which is right up Teresa's alley, probably, right?
Yep. Spice Girls took over.
Yep. Let's see, what else do we got in here? I'm kind of perusing through here, so I don't have to hit it all. Yeah, here we go. They say she's Cersei is every bit as mad as the Mad King himself. And we left with her and that woman from the Sept. She had her with the mountain, right? It doesn't look so good for her. Shame, she said as she closed the door 3 times. Gosh, what else did we see? Obviously, Sansa is kind of in control of the North now, right?
Yep.
If she wants it. I don't think Jon Snow really wants any part of that. I think Sansa is the one that would really like to take the North.
Right. She'll take over for the
Yeah. I'm kind of curious of what's going to happen on Snow now that he was brought back to life. Does he become evil like that guy with the cement hand? He starts growing the cement hand more, so I can imagine what's going to happen that. But does Snow just flip, go crazy? If he's directed in the sunlight or has been, lost powers or something. I don't get it. So how did they bring him back?
We don't really know,
What's the purpose of bringing him back to life?
We've seen other people come back from the dead. You have that whole group, if you remember, that lives in the cave where they can come back from the dead. So Uncle Ben, if you remember Ben Stark, he sat down at the campfire, I think was that with Bronn? I don't remember. But he's alive. Why is he not a White Walker? So there's some mystery stuff here with being able to be brought back from life.
Right.
Right. And that's what I'm wondering. Does he become the the Night Walker, the White Walkers, or is he going to become the Winners? There's so many different possibilities. Yes. I don't know which way I need to direct my brain of how it's going to go down.
Yep, no doubt. We're going to see what happens now. I guess Baelish, which is Littlefinger, brought in the group from I forget what town that they're from, right? At the Battle of the Bastards, they came marching in
Right.
and helped out with a fight. But now, what kind of political issue is that going to cause with the North?
Right. Yeah.
I know, Mark, you saw some stuff. They were talking about the potential. There's some people saying that maybe Ned's back, right? Have you heard much about that?
No, well, that was more Rich. Rich seems to think that Ned's going to come back, and like me and Greg straight away says, "He'll come back because he's had his head chopped off.
Yeah.
It's on a spike." But he thinks, the faceless man from that temple where Arya was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he reckons he's going to don Ned's face and come back as Ned Stark.
Oh, so maybe it won't be
That'd be
Ned, but it'll be his face.
Hmm.
That would be interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, I guess at this point with Daenerys, she's on her way back to the castle, right? She's going to take over if she can.
Yep.
Got the Ironborn. We've got White Walkers ready to come in and just beat the piss out of everybody.
Right.
Where do you think we're going to end up? What do you guys think's going to happen this season?
Man, I think it's gonna have to be, now that the women are all in power, they're gonna have a tea party and they'll all come
Stop.
together to destroy the White Walkers. That's what I think's gonna happen. Because now there ain't any one of them that can do it by themselves.
Yeah, they're going to need to come together to fight the White Walkers. But I don't know if anybody, like, is Jon going to be able to, convince anybody that they're actually coming?
Well, I think with what they saw at, the island where they got just destroyed by him, they have enough witnesses now that can actually say, yeah, these things exist and they are on their way, and there is no way to stop them on your own. Because it wiped out a freaking army. They wiped out a freaking army of people in minutes.
Right. I'm kind of leaning too. I'm thinking, that first season or the first book was called Fire and Ice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to have dragons and zombies fighting each other, White Walkers? Is that kind of where we're going?
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen.
Right?
Exactly. So then that isn't going to happen unless they bring everybody together and come up with some kind of plan to draw them all into an area and then send the dragons in on them and melt them all, burn them to the ground.
So she is going to be the leader of the pack.
The Seven Kingdoms.
Could
Seven
be.
Kingdoms, 7 gods, good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
Hodor, I just want to throw that out there because I saw a picture of him.
I hear that each episode's going to be like an hour and a half long, too. They're going to be like mini movies, they said.
There's not as many episodes, is there, this time around?
No.
No,
I
there's
don't
only
think
like
so,
6
no,
or 7. But they're going to be lasting about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, that would make me very happy. Because I saw it, right, like Mark said, only 7 episodes this season, I think?
Mm-hmm.
And about the same next year as well. But if they can get an hour and a half in, I'll be much happier.
Right.
So what do you think?
That'll hold you over for a week.
Yeah, it should.
Right.
Now, what do we think about Bronn? Is he going to be a White Walker? Did you guys see the trailer?
Yes.
They kind of
Well, yeah, I think they had. We saw season stuff on the end of the last disc we had, right? There was kind of a. Oh, I do.
They show him with that leader of the White Walkers, and he got touched. So
Right.
Yes.
But that was when he was in the dream tree or whatever, wasn't it?
I think it still shows the mark, right?
Oh, okay.
Forgot about that, yeah.
That's how they could find him. Isn't that what they said? You've been touched. Now they can find you.
Right. Right.
Because I thought he was going to be the three-eyed raven, which was basically the man in the tree, I think,
Mm-hmm.
to
The
take
old
over.
man, yeah.
But if
I kind of wondered that as well.
could you imagine like him and Jon Snow have to go up against each other at some point? Oh,
That'd be crazy.
Mark, what are you thinking?
I think what I want to see happen this time, I want Cersei to sort of like get her comeuppance at long last, because she's manipulated everybody to get her own way. So she needs to get her comeuppance, really.
I think she's got to be done this year, right?
Yeah.
What did the psychic say? Do you remember that opening scene where they said that she would lose all her children and everything? Did it say, it say anything about her dying? I can't remember. But she has it coming, no doubt.
Totally agree.
What else, Mark? I cut you off.
That's all right. I'd like to see like the partnership between Daenerys and Tyrion Lannister. I want to see them team up with also the Starks, Sansa and Jon Snow, and then they'll be a formidable force then, and they can just like rule the whole of Westeros then.
Right, but now that'll be interesting.
But those
right?
are what I want. I don't know what's
because Daenerys' father isn't he the one that raped Ned's sister, his aunt? Or at least the family did.
I think the family did.
Right? So that's going to be, I don't know, well, maybe Jon Snow won't care, especially if there's White Walkers, but it'll be interesting. Do you think...
Yeah, I think the White Walkers they're not gonna be wiped out this. I think that'll be kept for the last season.
Okay.
Finale.
What about do you think maybe we have Daenerys and Tyrion hooking up? Tyrion?
Ooh.
No.
He likes her.
Pair of legs in it.
What's that?
Too old.
Who's too old? Tyrion? And too short? Don't make any short jokes. What do you want to see this year, Teresa? Any predictions? Teresa?
As I said, I think I want to see Stark, the girl, take over. I want to see her leadership.
Sansa?
She's gonna direct. Yes, she's gonna actually direct Snow really what to do, because she's already did that kind of in the last few episodes of who needs to be on their side in their army to get back home.
She's been screwed over so many times, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, right.
Although, what's his face didn't rape her, right? Tyrion.
No, he was.
He didn't. He didn't have any. He respected her. Yep.
Yeah, it was good to her.
He was good to her.
Yep. So maybe those two groups could actually come together.
Yeah, he did. He protected her pretty well too, didn't he? He had his little slut girlfriend watching over her.
Yep.
That's awesome.
How about the that group where the boy got his Peter cut off?
Well, that happens quite a bit.
The Sisters of Dyke.
The Iron.
Oh,
the Sisters
Ironborn?
of Dyke one. You know.
Yeah.
They're kind of like wallpaper to, these series. So maybe they'll end pretty quick.
We shall see. So, I'm pumped up, and I can't wait for this season to get going. It's only 1 week away, and even Mark's dog is excited.
I wonder if they released it.
Yeah.
Anybody have anything else you want to add? Silence! Mark, give me a clip. Let's bring this
Give you a
thing
clip.
out. Yeah, give me a nice clip.
Have I shocked you, little dove? Tears aren't a woman's only weapon
Yes.
between your legs.
It's beautiful. So yeah, 1 week away. What?
I said nobody mentioned that Brienne of Darth They like her.
Yeah, I like her. Yeah.
Which
she
one?
wanted to protect Sansa as well because she sort of like pledged her allegiance to
Oh.
the Stark woman. I can't remember her name now. Ned's wife, who got killed at Red Wedding.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, what do you think's going on with what's his face that went up to the book area from the Black?
Oh yeah, that little tubby guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took his girlfriend and that kid to that. He's trying to become
A
I can't remember what
master.
the word is now. Like a
Master, right?
Grand Maester.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen about him.
What do you? That's weird. What do you think's going on there? And he has the sword too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't know where they're going with it. Like they don't really leave dead ends, so I don't know what they're doing with him up there. Something's gonna happen. I don't know if he's gonna find something in a book, or maybe he's gonna figure out that Ned Stark's Jon Snow is not even really Ned Stark's kid.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Or he might find another way apart from Dragonglass.
To kill the White
White
Walkers.
Walker.
Oh, to kill the White Walkers.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, awesome. Well, we will be talking about the Game of Thrones shows on our podcast. I think maybe what we'll do at the end of each episode, we'll do maybe like a 15-minute, just kind of go over what the hell just happened. So keep an eye on that on our future podcasts going forward. They're late, so I don't know if we'll be able to get Mark on a lot, but we'll definitely do another one at the end of the season when it's fresh in our mind.
Yep.
Right.
Let me get to shout-outs, guys, and then, Mark, I'll let you close it out with the Peter Dinklage song for us.
Right, okay.
Got any shout-outs, Mark?
Yeah, I want to shout out you guys for having me on again. It's been a while since I've been on the Respawn Kings, so thank you very much. And I just want to shout out to my Overseas Connection podcast crew. We podcast every week, so they're a great bunch of people like you guys. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark. Jeff, anything?
I'm going to give a shout out to Marcanix. Thanks for stopping and hanging out with us for the afternoon.
Woo woo. Or evening for him.
And your dog.
And the dog. Awesome.
I believe the size of it's a tiny little rat.
David Dahl, you got something?
I was gonna shout out to the dog actually before you guys mentioned that because I was like, at least I'm not the only yapping one on here.
Awesome. Mark, I'll shout out you. Thank you so much for jumping on. I love having you on the show. I love being on any show with you. I love when you play Battlegrounds with me, and you haven't been lately, and I'm very disappointed, so you better get back on there.
Yeah, I will. Don't worry.
You will?
Yeah, I'm off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday work, so I'll definitely be on.
All right, good. And I'll shout out my Battlegrounds crew. There's a bunch of us: Sean, Kevin, Fraser, Chinny's friend Ben, Sloppy Wet Blow, several others. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting you all. You probably don't listen to the show anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it's been fun. That game is great, and I don't know necessarily that it's the game. I think the game's very good, but the community and the ability to pick up and play with anybody at any given time has been awesome. So I'm loving it. So back to games on that. And now back to Game of Thrones. I just thank you, Game of Thrones, for being here. I can't wait. One more week. We're a week from today. By the time you listen to this, it'll be almost here, guys. Mark,
Yes.
cue up the music,
Excited.
Mark.
Dinklage, Peter 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 Dinklage, Peter
Peter.
Peter Dinklage, 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 Peter
Thought better fade it out because it goes on forever.
And I will stop the stream now.